The Strangest Secret. Once in a small, quiet town, there lived a young man named Ben. He was bright, but had always struggled with self-doubt. No matter how hard he worked, he never felt good enough. His dreams seemed just beyond reach, like stars twinkling in the sky that he could never touch. One day, Ben met an older man named Mr. Jenkins. Mr. Jenkins was known around town for his wisdom and calm demeanor. He'd lived a full life and always seemed to have everything in balance: his work, his relationships, and his health. Ben was curious and finally approached him one afternoon. "Mr. Jenkins," Ben said, "I can't seem to get ahead. No matter how hard I try, I always feel stuck. What's your secret to success and happiness?" Mr. Jenkins smiled gently. "Ah, you're asking the right question, young man. Let me share something with you, something I call the strangest secret." Ben leaned in, eager to hear more. "The secret," Mr. Jenkins said, "is simple, but it's something most people overlook. We become what we think about." Ben looked puzzled. "What do you mean?" "Every day you wake up with a set of thoughts. Those thoughts shape your actions, your decisions, and your future. If you wake up thinking, 'I can't do this,' or 'I'm not good enough,' you'll end up creating a life where those thoughts become reality. But if you wake up thinking, 'I can do this,' or 'I will succeed,' your actions will follow those thoughts." Ben thought about it for a moment. "But I don't always feel like I can succeed. There's so much doubt in my mind." Mr. Jenkins nodded. "I understand. But that's why you must train your mind. Focus on your goals. Think about them every day, even if just for a few minutes. Visualize success. Make it a habit. And soon your actions will begin to align with those thoughts." Ben felt a flicker of hope. "So you're saying it's all about what I choose to think about?" "Exactly," Mr. Jenkins replied. "It's the strangest secret, but it's the most powerful one. Your thoughts are the blueprint of your life. If you think positively and set your mind on what you truly want, you'll find yourself making decisions that move you toward those goals. And as you take consistent action, you'll see the results." Ben left Mr. Jenkins's house that day with a newfound sense of clarity. He realized he had been focusing too much on his fears, his failures, and the negative voices in his head. That afternoon, he made a decision. He would train his mind to think differently. For the next few weeks, Ben woke up every morning and reminded himself of his goals. He visualized himself succeeding, working hard, and overcoming obstacles. At first, it felt odd, but gradually, he noticed small changes in his behavior. He became more confident, more focused, and started making better decisions. Months passed, and Ben's life began to shift. He found himself reaching goals that once seemed impossible. He was promoted at work, formed stronger relationships, and began to believe in his abilities like never before. One day, Ben found himself sitting in Mr. Jenkins's living room again, smiling. "You were right," Ben said. "The strangest secret really works. I've changed, and my life is changing too." Mr. Jenkins smiled, his eyes twinkling. "I told you, Ben, we become what we think about." Ben nodded, grateful for the wisdom that had transformed his life, and vowed to never forget the secret that had unlocked his potential. The end.